Hi, Ashley. Congrats on finishing your first rotation. That's really exciting. And on to the next one. So I already feel like all of our rotations are just going to fly by. So it's crazy that we're already making our way through the summer. Um, but it sounds like from reading your logs that you had a really good experience at campus dining with Matt and Desiree. I know doing Fresh Faves this past semester, Matt was really awesome and super easy to work with. So I'm sure he was really great to work with at campus dining and everything. And it's awesome too that you already had experience working with him since you went to undergrad at Illinois State. So you were kind of familiar just with the environment and everything like that. So just some of the things that I saw in your logs that I thought were really cool was that you got to do a lot with the recipe development, it sounds like, for the dining halls. I know you mentioned you helped develop recipes for different sandwiches and wraps, more specifically for different options for people that are vegetarian or vegan, which I definitely think is a huge need right now. So that's really cool that they had you experimenting with different plant-based proteins, vegetarian options, and things like that. Um, I know in my rotation at Unit 5, the school district, I kind of did a little bit of a feedback survey with some of the students there, and a lot of a lot of the students were saying that they wanted more vegetarian, more vegan options. So it's definitely a popular thing right now, and so I think that was probably a really cool experience for you to be able to come up with different ideas and variety of options for people who are following that sort of diet. Um, Also, I thought it was really cool. I know a big part of your logs were that you got to do a lot of the staffing interviews. Um, just kind of getting feedback on what they thought and some of the different roles that they played within campus dining. So it sounds like at first that was a little frustrating for you because sometimes the interviews weren't going the way you wanted to, or they would talk too long, or maybe not take them very seriously. But as I was reading through your logs, it sounded like you really got a lot out of talking to these people because you got to know more of who they were, more about the staff, and all the different bits and pieces that go into campus dining. And so that's another thing that I learned at Unit 5 too, is just that um, from the outside, looking in, if you're just a student and you go to the dining hall to get lunch, or at a school district, if you're a high schooler and you go get lunch, you just grab your lunch and go, and you have no idea all of the stuff and the work and the time and the effort that goes into just one day of service, just serving food to all those people. So I definitely agree with you on that it was just a great eye-opening experience just to be able to see the day-to-day and how much effort and time goes into preparing food for people, making sure that it's safe, making sure that it's enjoyable, making sure it's reasonably priced and that there's options for everybody. There's just so many different people and so many different skill sets that go into just planning one day. So I really appreciated that too. In my rotation, I learned a lot from that. Another thing I noticed that we had similarities with was some of your challenges that you wrote in your logs. And I know you said on your very first day, like right when you got there, you were just thrown into a meeting with a bunch of people. Um, and that happened to me as well, not on my first day, but just throughout my rotation. And I definitely agree with you in the fact that when you get thrown into a meeting and you kind of know what's going on, but not a ton, and there's so many people, and you're trying to keep up with what they're saying. Um, and I didn't want to sit there and just be another body in the room. I want to contribute and talk and things like that. But um, it's kind of hard when you're just there learning, just taking notes and kind of soaking it all in. So I definitely felt you on that one. It's hard to sit in on a meeting and not really know much of what's going on. But it sounded like you had a really great experience at campus dining. Sounds like you learned a lot from Matt and Desiree, and I bet they're gonna really miss you in the upcoming weeks, because I bet you helped them out a lot. So good luck with your next rotation.